it's a difference when you pick it.
Hold on. Last episode, you said in certain parts of Africa, they circumcise the women because sex is supposed to procreate, right?
Nigga, if real dog lovers for to understand what I'm saying, if I had to choose out of my lady and my dog, I'm choosing the dog, nigga. How many treats you want, Zulu? Huh? He's not going to complain. I'm choosing the dog over a bitch, nigga. Any day, nigga. Yeah. Because that dog ain't going to stress me out. I'm not going to end up with alimony with a dog. I'm not going to end up with domestic violence with a dog. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to end up getting my wages garnished with a dog. Mm-hmm. But a woman, I'm choosing my dog, nigga. I'll be like DMX. Oh, wait, let's think about that. Hold on.
Let's get it. Welcome back to another episode of the Growth Power Success Podcast. You already know the usual suspects. We back in the building. Briefcase Tony was happening.
I'm here, man. I'm here.
Spider.
Yes, sir.
Barry G, my brother.
The chips fall.
Fellas, how was the weekend? Let's get into it. How was it? What did we do?
That shit sucked for me.
It sucked for you?
Yeah, we lost in the 7-on-7 tournament, so shit, I wasn't really too happy about it. So now we back at spring ball. So now I got to think about how can I get these kids to play better and understand what it means to be a football player and not a person who just play football.
That was your first competition, right? Like live competition.
Yeah, for me, as far as like 7-on-7, you know, that's like the new thing now. They do 7-on-7 before the season. So, but you know, we made it to the playoffs. Yeah. 7
on offense, 7 on defense.
But I mean, we made it to the playoffs. We just didn't finish. You know, that's the thing. We won Saturday, but Sunday we came out flat, and then it showed. That's all. So it's like I really want these kids to play good. So I want to get them to get better, so they can be, you know what I'm saying, not even just be 5-star recruits, but get a opportunity to get a scholarship and, you know, go to school for free. Because everybody know, man, you got to pay for school, man. Them student loans ain't no joke. Yeah, and, you know, these kids, a free ticket, dog. Hey.
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal, man.
I had a free ticket, but then once I was no longer playing ball, that ticket was out of there. So then I continued, you know, my education journey or whatever, and I had to take out loans. Mm-hmm. Thank God I was fortunate enough to actually, you know, pay it back. But that shit is a motherfucker. Like, that shit is not.
Yeah.
And it stays with you. Like, it makes it hard for you later on when you trying to purchase homes, when you're trying to really, I guess, put your life in position for the future. That's when it really began to affect you. Like, when you're probably in a car and stuff like that, you don't really care about that. It's when you're making the purchases that can really change the trajectory of your future, your family. That's when that student loan comes back, because it's a federal debt.
Yeah. What about y'all, though? What y'all weekend was like?
It was chill vibes for me. I was chilling.
Mine was lit.
I was chilling.
Yeah, I did a for y'all who don't know, What's the Play had a beach content day. It was lit. Had Chef War over there cooking up. Had a few artists come through. Definitely some girls. Shot some content, ate some food, heard some music. It was a perfect day, man. It was no clouds. Sun was out. Buns was out. It was perfect.
Vibing.
Yeah. Lit.
Weekend for me was full. Because I was celebrating the wifey birthday, definitely. And in addition to that, also had a funeral. So it was highs and lows. So it was complete, you know. Emotions were shifted, were moved. So it's like you're celebrating one moment, got to go to the funeral, then get back to the celebration. So, but all in all, it was great, you know, celebrating life on both aspects. Because when people die, you don't have to always look at it or view it as a negative or a bad thing. Now, of course, you're going to miss that individual, or if it's, you know, one of your loved ones. But however, you know, celebrate their life as they transition to the afterlife. You know, maybe in his case, it was the best thing for him because he was battling cancer.
Okay.
You know,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Sorry to hear that,
So
but
nonetheless, rest in peace, Bowleg. But that's Bowleg Barbecue.
mm, right.
Barry
Yeah,
know,
right
yeah,
here.
Barry know.
Oh
And
wow.
it was important for me to be present because, as y'all know, the shop,
Yeah.
he's the reason why we actually have that physical location. Because he
Oh
knew
wow.
the lady that was occupying it, and he came and spoke with us like, "Hey, she's looking to check out from it or whatever the case may be. Y'all boys come holler at her." And we went hollered at her, entered the building as tenants. Now we own the building. So just off that alone, outside of the friendship and the brotherhood that we had,
Mm,
I was just that alone. I had to go pay that respect in the middle of everything. I you know, had to do it, and then
Yeah.
literally left there, went, changed, and got back to the festivities.
mm,
But you got to keep it real with your peoples that kept it real with you.
right.
Yeah, yeah, you have to.
Nah, for sure. But let's move along, fellas. Shannon Sharp situation. I'm sure by now everybody heard about it. Everybody knows what's going on. Shannon, he stepped down from ESPN, so I'm not sure if it was mutually.
It's temporary
Yeah,
It's
it's not.
temporary.
Yeah, because he still
Yeah.
show like once a week still.
Oh,
until
okay.
until
Yeah,
football
yeah,
season.
Until football kick
yeah,
back in.
yeah.
All right. So would y'all say he was tripping with the OnlyFans girl, being only
I want to
19
say
with the
something real
age?
quick. I want to say something real quick.
Go ahead.
I think that there's a clear uh there's a clear gap in 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 the ability to socialize with a person that's a couple several decades younger than you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like we know what's going on out here. You feel me? But at the same time, I feel like Shannon, from what I watch his interviews, and he's very naive and very out of the loop when it comes to young shit. Like when he's interviewing young people, he don't know what the fuck going on. He
Right.
don't know how they think. He don't understand the dress code. He don't understand the music. And like you can't if it was transactional, it'd be more acceptable in this situation. You know? But clearly it wasn't just transactional. And clearly he just had no fucking clue what he was getting into. It feel like even reading the context of the messages and shit, it's like it's bad dirty talk, nigga. Like this ain't even good dirty talk. Like your dick getting hard off this. Like this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it's just it's like texting a bot. It's
Yeah.
fucking crazy, bro. So to me, I just look at it. It's not funny because I hate for that to happen to anybody, especially if there's no like bad intention involved. But it's like, bro, come on, bro, come on, like what the fuck is you doing, bro?
That's what they call him, Unc. Unc always doing some crazy shit.
Like a bitch tell you she wants you to put a big black baby in her. That shit is already fucking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's just certain shit that was said in there that was just fucking strange, bro. And I'm like, nigga, I would not be turned on by that. And then they drop up pictures, and then you're like, bro, what are you into?
That shit is crazy.
Don't make sense.
To each his own, but bro, I ain't gonna lie. Stick within your social bandwidth. Like if you don't understand some shit, nigga, make it transactional, bro.
And just keep it
You
moving.
can't be over here trying to like have a whole relationship
Hmm.
with a girl who's like whatever, bro. Y'all get what I'm saying. It don't even make fucking sense, bro.
What you got, Bar?
My take on it really, I feel like it's a shakedown for sure. Just based off of when you start seeing, rape is something serious in this world. And when you start seeing people do it as a civil lawsuit versus a criminal lawsuit,
Yeah.
it don't add up to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they
Because
just
if you
want
was physically raped, you would want that person to go to jail for that. Also, the
Yeah.
lawyer, Tony, that's another question mark that I have because for some reason, he's always in the loop when it comes to filing civil lawsuits against black men who are successful. We don't even know nothing else that he has done in this world far as regular cases that he's dealt with. The only thing he's known for is what Jay-Z uh dealing with the Puffy situation, dealing with Shannon Sharp situation. So I just look at it like, hold on, this guy got a motive, But The only thing I do have a question mark for is the $10 million that he offered Shannon Sharp. That's the only thing, because it is on record that basically he offered $10 million, but she wanted 50
50.
million. So
Here's my thing, bro. Like, let's acknowledge the fact that there's a thing called rape fetish. Can we acknowledge that?
I mean, it exists.
Can we acknowledge that? Or
It
yeah, are
exists.
y'all unaware of it?
I mean, I'm not unaware of it, but
Are you unaware of it?
a
It's
little
a
bit
thing, bro.
like
It's a thing. I
freak,
got
people
homegirls
freaky.
who's they're in adult entertainment, and these are things that they're asked to do, and these are things that some of them like, and some I've been with a woman who's like, yeah, let's RP, let's, you know what I'm saying, and you just take control and woo. But imagine that situation where you're literally role playing. I don't think I would be a good role player, but I'll try. You feel me? But I've never done it. It's always felt weird to me. But men can get baited into behaving like that, as like, you feel me? As a sexual like perspective or approach. Like, it's a thing, bro.
Yeah.
Where a girl tell you choke her,
Yeah.
or smack her, or
like 50
or
Shades of
you know what I'm
Grey.
saying? Like, and they're asking you to do these things. You feel me? And it's a very,
Grief
you
going
gotta
choke.
be on point. He know.
Grief gonna choke.
But it's like they ask you to do some wild shit, and
no, but some women like that.
Yeah.
that's
But
what I'm
there's a thin
saying.
line
But you
between-
have to be careful who
Yeah.
you do that with, because it can be flipped like that. Say you
Yeah.
smack a bitch and your palm print is on her face, but she asked you to smack her. I had a girl ask me to slap her before, bro. This is real life. You feel me? So she could have just got up and been like, "Oh, I'm calling the crackers." He could have set me up and my handprint on her face. This assuming I slapped her, right? So it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it could be the 30 seconds, could be the seconds where he's like, "Yeah, shut the fuck up, bitch."
And that's what they clip.
But that's what they say.
You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
she
He
done
said show
put
the whole
him in that.
video.
Yeah, she walked him down that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
path,
he
like,
just role
she walked him
playing. He
into
don't
that
even.
trap.
He like, yo, I was role playing. What the fuck?
But we just gotta look at it in the sense of when money is involved. It's just it's a shake. It's a
That's
motive
where I
behind
know
it.
it's a shakedown, because Shannon has $100 million offer on the table that they're pretty much finalizing.
Mhm.
Podcast deal, whatever the case may be, right? And then the timing of this. But you know how Hollywood is, or these executives, these big execs that orchestrate these deals. They probably wanted something within the deal that Shannon wasn't comfortable with. See, when these things come out, it's not something that just came out in a moment. A lot of this stuff is already there. They suppress it, they hold on to it until you're no longer pushing their agenda or you go against them, and then boom, they release it to the public. All of a sudden, rape cases, all this stuff is coming out the woodworks, right? If we chime in a little bit on the Puffy situation, it's the same thing. Hip hop, Hollywood, like, think about it, bro. We've all been hearing about a lot of this Puffy stuff. Why now? A lot of it had to do with, some people say, the whole De Leon or the Diageo alcohol brand partnership. Because at that point, Puffy felt like he no longer needed them because he built Ciroc for them. So you understand what I'm saying? They promised them something and they retracted. And from there, he went forward and told them pretty much, fuck you, I'm going to go do what I got to do, whatever the case may be. Then all of a sudden, here we go. You get, just like R. Kelly. That stuff, we've been hearing about it. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So a lot of the stuff, they already have the footage, content, or information on. They just pick and choose when to press that button, when to release it, when to let it go.
I feel like those things, those situations where these guys are ruled guilty, just gives the public and, those lawyers and just people who are thirsty for those kind of opportunities more ammunition and more hope and more drive to be able to do this shit.
Right.
You feel me? So every person they get and is considered guilty and actually goes to jail for it,
All right.
like, that's motivation for them. They'd be like, yo, like, this shit easy at this point.
Yeah, they
You know
just
what I'm
need to
saying?
be in a space and put
But that's
themselves in a
crazy.
position
Yeah,
where
you
where
can
they
say
play victim.
anything, and that's how it
Yeah.
goes.
Go ahead, Brief.
Nah, it's foul, yo.
How
It just shows you how a dirty slut can take a king down in a matter of a day.
Yeah.
Accusations, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, a
Facts.
but I've been told y'all, you can't trust them bunnies. Didn't we have that conversation?
Mm-hmm.
I told you.
Yep.
Since slavery, bro. Even the slave, the white slave master,
That's the same thing that happened with Emmett Till.
Emmett Till.
And the lady,
It
I'm not
still
On her
exists,
death,
bro.
yeah,
yeah,
and
on her
she said
deathbed, she
she lied.
confessed and said, even before her deathbed, she confessed and they pressed no charge. They did nothing to her. And the
Same
man,
thing.
Imagine this.
Same thing that happened to Stack, man.
A bunny said that Kobe Bryant raped her. Get out of here, bro. This how
Shit
low
makes no
they'll go,
sense.
bro.
do y'all truly believe the whole notion that no black or successful black entertainer leaves this earth unscathed? If you follow the history of everyone that, like MJ, they say MJ father had some, well, not his father, but MJ had some engagement with the betting where he probably struck a deal and he owed the mob, and the mob went after his father. That's one. Where you have Puffy situation, like I just stated, with the whole Diageo thing. R. Kelly, Bill Cosby.
I think
Some people
this stuff happens, and this stuff happens when there's a tug of war going on. These are guys who decided to pull the rope back.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's, I mean, at that point,
Michael Jackson, Prince.
At that point, they control the system. So why wouldn't they?
But you got to realize, no human being is perfect. Half these guys really did these things. Don't get it twisted.
Nah, for sure.
But
I don't think I wouldn't say half.
Not about the
I wouldn't say
about
half.
The takedown
majority of them actually did these things. But here goes the difference. They don't expose their side. They just expose us.
Right.
Let's expose everybody.
Because
let's select the politicking.
Essentially, they control the media outlets, so you're not gonna win that battle. They control the attorneys, everyone that's in their back pockets. You can't win that battle, bro.
But nobody.
So long as you're a human being, you're acceptable to do anything.
I think you good when you minding your business. The niggas who minding their business is straight, bro.
Ice Cube.
The niggas who minding their business are straight, bro. You get too cocky, you get too arrogant, you forget the things are in place, and you believe you're higher than that, then that's what they're gonna exterminate you. However they need to do. You feel me?
It's just, man, when you just think about the Jay-Z case, right? Swept underneath the rug. They don't talk about that person. They don't even, after the charges was dropped, they had no consequences. So it's like, is it that easy just to randomly say some stuff like that? Like they even said, think about, they tried to take down Drewski. They were trying to say Drewski was involved with the whole OBJ Puffy situation, right? Wasn't even there. They looked at his bank statements. The man had 90 cents, 91 cents in his bank account at the time. All his phone calls was only in Georgia, but they said this is something that happened in LA. That's crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, so how can you just randomly say something like that and get away with it? Like with no consequence, like nothing happened to you? That ain't right, man. That's just how I look at it. It just ain't right.
It's not fair. You're a male. You know a woman can go to the police station and put a police report and say, hey, this guy hit me. She need no evidence. They coming for you, brother.
So let me ask you
this. Just like that.
Let me ask you this, right? Now, when the case is, I don't want to say closed, when the judge concludes and he says not guilty, right? Shouldn't that woman be held accountable and charged?
That's what I'm saying.
I think so.
Yeah.
Why is that not in?
You don't pull resources. You don't pull the services of the state and of the government.
Yeah,
you
pay
don't
legal fees.
All of these people are working for you now. As soon as you file this lie, you get what I'm saying? Like, of course, you deserve a penalty for that. Straight up.
And your
I ain't no lawmaker.
But you know why they say they don't issue a penalty? Because now
it needs to be, bro.
The women who are actually accused of these heinous crimes, they're gonna be afraid to speak out. Because if you got deeper pockets, you could pay the judge.
We need to go accuse some women of some shit. That's what we need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to go. We need to go.
It ain't gonna hold up.
Hey.
It ain't gonna hold up.
It may not hold up, but the law
is
the
start
law.
to change that law.
They gonna have to do something.
Just not fair. Like I said, not fair. Like we just said, think about the Diddy and Cassidy. You know what I'm saying? She took that bread. Next thing you know, it was a video coming out of that boy beating her up. And it's crazy because like,
you felt bad for her, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I felt bad.
Damn, man.
I mean, I felt bad because for one,
Yeah, I'm
I don't
not gonna
believe.
comment on this one, boy.
I don't believe in, of course, I don't believe in hitting women.
You
I don't know what transpired, of course. It's just watching the video. We don't know these people, so all we can do is go off of what we see when it comes to these people.
That woman could have been left, bro. She could have been left, bro.
Yeah, she could have, but that's what I'm trying to say. It's like
Yo,
who take the fault
I
for
believe
that?
you deserve what you get, man. You know, when the person show you who they are, they violent. You still want to be around them. That's on you. You get what come with being with a violent person. Get kicked in the head. Leave. Maybe you need to get kicked in the head to get some sense. Reboot the computer. Leave. Fuck that. No,
That's
think about
crazy.
it.
Nah.
If a woman with a hostile, violent man, at what point is she going to leave? Nah, no. If you living in America, fuck that. There's not no third world country. They run around with AKs and soccer jerseys on. Listen, we living in America. There's so many resources. You can leave. Yeah, it's a lot of resources.
No, they could definitely leave. It's a matter of wanting to.
You can leave.
Sometimes when they think about leaving, but that also
didn't wanna
though
leave that. It's part of that lifestyle that he was providing.
or it's the fear of leaving too, because there's a lot of time where people want to leave, and next thing you know, we saying R.I.P. to them. I just dealt with a situation like that. So sometimes sometimes men and women, they be in the fear of leaving.
I mean, in that instance, what would you recommend? Like, yeah, leave, but what are the proper steps to prevent the life or death situation?
Bro, there ain't no life or death. Just leave.
That's something for him to answer, because he just said you could just leave, and I'm saying
it's called a restraining order, right? There's a lot of things in place.
Things got to happen for you to even get a restraining order. By then, that person probably already got you. That's the thing about the restraining orders. Like,
so
you gotta go through. You know what I'm saying? Like, call, like you gotta go through back and forth with a person. By the time that happens, you never know. It only takes a second to kill somebody, and that's what's going on too. Like,
man, more of the story is this, ladies. If you're in an abusive relationship, get out. Get the fuck out.
Men too.
That's the more of the story. Men too. If you're in an abusive relationship as a man, the fuck you. What?
I'm gonna be honest, man.
Get
There's
out.
some women in jail for killing they dudes.
That's crazy.
In most situations, you talking to a wall. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm just being real. Like, we don't all been in situations where we see somebody being abused, and I've been in a situation. This is how I learned to stay the fuck out of people's business. Don't involve yourself in certain shit. You feel me? Because a female or even a male will come to you and be like, yo, this is going on. Yo, what the fuck? Yeah, woo. You get this person this, you get this person that. Woo. Or the tools or a place to go, or, you know what I'm saying? Some advice, or like, woo, and then 3 days pass and they back with the person. Yep. And you done made all these actions against this person or to help her or him in the situation, and they just go back to the situation.
Yeah.
So really, like, it's just it's never gonna not be a thing, bro. Because of the simple fact that
love is blind.
Love is blind, and people get stuck in comfortable in a situation, and they end up, no matter how much they scream and cry about it. Oh, this nigga this nigga that, this nigga woo. She go back to the nigga.
Right.
How many homeboys we got? Man, this bitch. Oh man, she done. Well, nigga, you know what you gotta do? But now next week you at the fucking movies, posting y'all eating popcorn together, like everything all right.
She don't put it on them.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like,
and
you are
looking at you like the jackass, because nigga, you were trying to come in.
Nigga, you were just
intervene.
crying to us about how she fucked your homeboy, or like some crazy shit. Like, be like, damn, like you don't even care enough about yourself. Why the fuck I'm defending
you?
You
fucked the homeboy. You gotta leave her. I'm sorry.
It don't even make sense.
Doing that. I don't get in people's relationships.
I don't involve myself.
I stay the fuck out of that. Once it gets to that point, that's
when you say,
I check out.
When you say, yeah, get out, that shit triggers me because it's like they don't give a fuck. Y'all gonna do what y'all want to do. Y'all know y'all in a fucked up situation. That's y'all fault,
You
man.
know
Okay,
these women,
whatever, bro.
those type of women, they like winners, but they love a loser, boy.
Yeah.
Ooh, they love a loser.
Yeah.
So, as a winner, you got to know how to act like a loser sometimes. I know it's this dark psychology, but yeah, man, you got to implement some dark rules. But yeah, they love a loser, boy. So you know why they love a loser? Because they don't give a fuck.
He's always available. He don't have nothing going on.
Yeah, he got nothing going on. He don't give a fuck.
Yeah. In most instances, a man either has time or money. It's rare for a man to have both. Most men that have time don't have money. Most that have money don't have time. So a loser, he got all the time. He ain't got no money, but he's able to whisper sweet nothing in her ear, make her feel good, and now she's losing with him. But
so in reality, I'm gonna be honest with you. You're really wasting your time trying to make a woman happy. Because you can do everything right, she still gonna complain.
Yeah, and still not be happy.
You can go work all these hours, bring the bread back. Oh, you don't spend no time with me. Okay, but if you don't have a job, damn, go get to it.
Mm-hmm.
You a bum. You know, it is what it is. But
that's
you need
why
balance.
That's why they always say chase your purpose.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because when you're operating within your purpose, once everything work out for you, and if that's the woman that's for you, everything's gonna work itself out.
It's connect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everything comes back full circle.
Yeah.
When chase women, chase your purpose. Get to that bag, get to that bread. Because ultimately, if she do leave, if y'all break up, you still operating in your purpose. You're gonna meet someone else, replace her, and do what you gotta do.
Facts.
And vice versa, for sure.
Yeah, and vice versa. Yeah, that applies both ways, not just to the man. It's man and women.
Facts.
Fellas, I know y'all saw it. The world saw it. Public humiliation. NFL made a bold statement to the Sanders family, letting them know that they're not bigger than the program. I know what I want to say about that. I'll give y'all the floor, and y'all do what y'all do with it.
Shador is bigger than the program. I say that because he had the privilege of having a father like Dion to raise him and coach him and make him, contribute heavily to the person that he is. He don't need the league, bro. He'll be fine even if he didn't have the league. You feel me? And I think that Shador, that's why he's bigger than the league, because he doesn't have to play football the rest of his life to be all right. He already established his likeness. You feel me? He already established himself as a black man, a young black man, but he already established. So who can really, even if he didn't get drafted, what you think, this nigga gonna be a failure? Nah, this a fly young
he's already a success.
nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he gonna be all right wherever he find his way at. I do think it's fucked up because we all know he's more talented than they treated him.
Yeah.
You know? But I wouldn't want him to look at this as a humbling. Everybody's like, they trying to humble him, or like, it ain't no humbling, bro. You already got an advantage. You was chosen, nigga. Like, God gave you gifts. God gave you feel me? Everything that you have, bro. How many people your age have what you have? My nigga, you made, what, $6 million in NIL?
Mm-hmm. And he just signed $12.2 million with Nike the other day.
Okay, well, he was rich before that. You feel me?
Yeah.
So, Shador, you're bigger than the program, bro. I wish you the best.
I'm gonna get. I feel you on that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a little pushback on it. When you say he's bigger than the program, the problem when you say that he's bigger than the program is that there's thousands and thousands of people applying for that job. This is an interview. You can't go into the NFL and basically tell people that you're not finna go meet up with teams. You missed 7 interviews with 7 teams. I'm just a person who been in them same doors and been to some of them NFL facilities. Like there's people really out there that's chasing it, and one thing you gotta understand is that everybody trying to go to the league. So you gotta be a certain way, just like you as who you are in your business. You gotta be a certain way, regardless of how you feel when you lead the office. You gotta conduct yourself as a professional. You can't say you're a professional athlete and not living up to that. You when you miss interviews, this is your biggest interview. Combine, you don't compete. You don't compete. Also, leadership role. He has some leadership roles, but can you lead grown men now? Remember, this ain't college no more. You gotta lead grown men out here that really don't care if you Deion Sanders' son. Like that's out the door. You ain't gonna have the same players that you had in Colorado, far as the offensive weapons you had. So like for him, it's not a humble. I won't say like you said, it's not a humble experience, but also he just got to understand is that you in the big league now, and that's just real.
Can I
That's
give you? Listen, bro. It wasn't no problem for the league when Eli Manning did it.
Eli Manning won a Super Bowl, both of them.
No,
Fuck that.
no. What he's
You're not
saying is
listening.
prior to that, because Eli got drafted by the Chargers. His father
Yeah, his father
stepped in.
Yeah,
His father Archie Manning stepped in and said, "No, he's not playing for them." And then the Chargers had to trade him to the Giants. So what Dion did said the same thing. Dion was like, "Look, there's certain markets I don't want my son to play for. I understand this business. I was once a part of it.
So
Certain markets I don't want my son to play for."
all
Hold
right.
on,
Hey.
I'm
I'm
not.
just saying, listen to what you just said though.
But
He
hold on,
got
hold on.
what though?
Hold on,
We ain't
hold
talking
on.
about before he got drafted. We talking about something that happened as he got drafted.
But that's the same thing Archie Manning did.
No, that's what I'm trying. No, I'm talking about what you're saying. You're saying that when Archie Manning got drafted, then that's changed.
No. He was already on record saying he doesn't, because you got to remember, this is the NFL. You know who has the first pick. Archie was already on record saying he don't want his son to play for the Chargers. That's why they drafted Eli Manning. The father intervened because remember the father also played in the NFL. He was a quarterback for the New Orleans Saints. So now his father intervened and said, "No, I don't want Eli to play for the Chargers." So the Chargers drafted Phillip Rivers. Then they swapped the players. That's why Eli ended up in New York, and then Phillip Rivers ended up with the Chargers.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's the same thing.
No,
It
don't matter. He
it's
kicked and screamed
nepotism.
about it, bro.
Nepotism has always
He
been
kicked it-
around.
he-
yeah,
and
I get
screamed
what
about
y'all
it,
saying,
and then-
but what I'm trying, I get what you're saying though.
But
there's more to it. Also,
Hold on.
hold on.
But why we gotta be humble though, bro?
No,
Thank
I
you.
never said to be humble.
Why we
listen.
can't talk our shit?
I'm not saying
Shador's bigger than
Why
the
we
program,
can't be arrogant?
But
just like you can't do everything at your job. You can't be arrogant at your job. You
Yeah,
couldn't go
I can.
at an interview for your. So
It
when you went
depend
up
on
there,
his
you like, man,
position,
I don't
but
gotta do
it
this shit. Like you didn't start working there and say, hey, man, I don't gotta do that because I
It's
don't
a
feel like
how
doing
difference,
it.
good
though,
you
bro.
are,
See,
bro.
here's the thing.
It's a difference,
Now
bro.
we talk. We
Here's
talking
what
two different
here's
things,
what
bro.
Barry is saying that y'all not really catching.
I know we understand what
I
he's saying.
agree with Shador. First of all, y'all know me. I've been saying Shador is the truth. I prime all that.
Yeah.
I've been pushing that narrative, right? However, at the end of the day, you want these wealthy billionaires to draft you. You can't get yourself into the league. Well, you can based off your play, but ultimately a team has to select you, right? So there's a process. Now, there's some things that, and overall, I'm pro Shador, pro Prime, but there's some things throughout the process that you forgot. Like this is still a business that's being ran and operated. Although you didn't want to play for these teams, you should have still took the interview and been professional about it.
Just like I was saying,
That's
what I'm
what
saying with
yeah,
Eli
but-
Manning.
I'm not talking about more so
That's what I'm
gotta
trying
humble
to say.
himself.
It's
I'm
not
with
that. Yeah.
Nah,
I
who
said
you
it wasn't
are.
nothing about being humble. What
Yeah.
I said was, at the end of the day, like he said, when you talking about Eli Manning, right? The situation was you didn't hear him missing out on pro day. You didn't
he
miss
was still
him
professional
missing
about it.
interviews.
But pro day, let me stop you right there. The thing with the pro day is this: he wasn't the first one, and there'll be many others that comes after him. Here's the situation with the pro day. Always remember this, right? You're an athlete, you know this. Let's say you have a nagging injury that's taking place that
Mhm.
You good?
Yeah.
Let's say you have a nagging injury, right? That you may pass, that may get you through the physicals where the team don't notice it. Let's say it's from the bowl game, last game of the season, right? Now, you're already projected to be a top 5 pick. Bryce Young didn't throw neither when he went number 1, just to throw that out there. So now, in that case, when you're already projected to be a top 5 pick, you can do more damage than good. Because the ceiling, you're already at the ceiling. So if you show up and your throwing mechanics are off, you're missing these timed routes, and everything is just not in sync, now you just gave them reasons why not to draft you in the top 5 based on the film that they saw from for the whole year. So him not throwing, to me, that's not an issue, because a lot of quarterbacks has done that in the past. You get what I'm saying? So when they try to use that as a narrative, that's just them trying to pile on. No, a lot of players, when they're top 5 picks, elect not to participate in certain events or field events, because at that point, if I know I'm going number 1 overall, I can do more damage than good.
Yeah,
I can't go any higher than 1.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
But
That's why a lot of people
there
don't
wasn't
throw.
no- but
That's
there-
why they don't throw at the pro day, at the combine, but they'll throw at, no, I'm sorry, they won't throw at the combine, but they'll throw at the pro day with their receivers. Because when you're at the combine, I've never thrown the ball to you before. So the time route that I know when Barr get out of his breaks, I got 3 seconds I'm counting in my head. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. He's
Little
coming out
shit
the
could go
break.
wrong,
Boom.
for sure.
So now
what
if
you
this
think gonna
person's
happen in camp?
faster or slower than Bari, is going to throw the timing off.
It's gonna be like that in camp. All
Hey,
right.
But
listen,
that's
bro.
Yeah, but
camp
you'll
is
get to
different
figure that
compared
out
to
in
practice,
camp.
But
bro.
like I try to tell y'all, even with the combine, for one, like you said with injuries, first of all, you have to have a history of injuries. For one thing
No,
I
I
would
just
tell you
use that
that
as an example.
yeah, but one thing I would tell you though, even when you said the injury part, do you realize that these NFL coaches actually come to the school and talk to the trainer?
Yeah, I know that.
Like there's a record sheet. They had everything when I was going through what I was going through my process. They knew everything
Yeah, they
about
put up
me.
your records from elementary. They know
That's
the
why
first
when
referral you ever got,
I was
every
think
suspension.
about this. I was
They know
with
everything.
you, and that's the thing. Think about this though, Bless, and you was right there. When I got them calls from the NFL teams, did I not have a messed up hamstring at the time?
Yeah, you did.
So that was one reason why I couldn't go to camp.
Uh-huh.
So in that situation, they already had a history. Think about it. I'm telling them I'm all right. I don't been remember I went to the Dolphin
I
training
remember.
thing.
Yeah, I remember.
I showed them that I was all right. But guess what? Oh, we got a history of you just hurt your hamstring. Oh, we can't use that. So I get what you're saying, but he didn't have anything prior to that. His time he had a time to shine. And it's not that okay, he did wrong on everything. No, his play, yes, he is a great football player. And I feel that he will have a chance in the NFL. But the problem is that you failed your interview. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
You failed your interview.
It's okay to fail
It's
sometimes.
all right.
No,
You
it's
can't get
okay. But when
everything
you
right,
go,
bro.
but the problem is too is that he went in as a 5th round draft pick. Do you know he only gonna get probably like 1 or 2 plays in practice?
So here's the thing. Here's what they ultimately did to Shador. What they did to Shador was
Hold on,
Yeah.
hold on,
saying.
real quick.
Go to if y'all. I'm trying to tell you, I've
Wait,
been
wait,
to camp.
wait.
Go ahead.
I just want to make sure I'm clear on how you feel about what happened to him. You think, right? Everything you just named,
Mhm.
you think that's the reason he dropped so low. That's what you think is behind it. To you.
If you
That's
look
not
at
the only
that's
reason.
not-
No. I'm asking you though.
saying-
What you think?
I'm saying is that what happened to him was also the truth of you gotta actually do things the professional
Okay,
way.
that's what I'm saying. So that's the reason he dropped to you.
Yeah, that is a reason why he dropped.
So was it nothing else?
Cleveland chose. What else do you think it would be?
Oh man. Oh brother.
Listen, this was more so.
Oh man. They wanted to make an
Hold
example.
on.
Bro.
This example was more so aimed at Dion. Shador is the living example of the child that was affected by the father's sin, even though Dion didn't commit no sin. You understand what I'm saying? Because with Shador being so connected to his father, and his father coached him up until this point, it's a direct message to Dion, because Dion's a former player. And yes, Dion is probably the only threat, the only player that can actually step into the building and be bigger than the program. Because Dion, in a sense, is bigger than life. Right? So now you understand the bravado, you understand the confidence, you understand, like, oh, hold on, the apple don't fall too far from the tree. We got to nip this now, because if you allow Shador to do it, how many others is going to follow that trail that he blazed?
Hey, bro, the number one thing the Powers do, I always remember this. When they want to discourage you, the first thing they do, they want to take away your confidence. They hate when they see a confident black man. I'm just telling you how it works, bro. Anytime you walk around anywhere confident, go on your job and act too confident. They might run you up out of there.
Hey.
It ruffles feathers when they see a black confident man that has a healthy respect for himself. Because in their head, you shouldn't have a healthy respect for yourself.
There we go.
You shouldn't.
Again, hold on. Wait.
Y'all talking to a person who's been in them doors, man.
I understand what you're saying, but it's all perspective. You speaking from a person who is a good athlete and a good
but you're a Jag person. Though. Bro, it's another guy coming after you. Like, that's the thing. You're not that important as you think you are.
But you are, though. He is, though.
Sir.
Bro, off that field, he's still important, bro. That's what I'm trying to explain. He don't need the opportunity.
I'm not saying that.
You needed the opportunity.
Yeah,
like
the guy,
somebody else needed the opportunity.
But he want to play football.
Shador was
for the NFL.
absolutely
That's
top
cool.
five.
Top five.
Without a doubt.
Bro, if you have value...
I knew the owners...
My
fault, Spider. I knew the owners had a meeting between all 32 NFL team owners, because I follow the sport more than, I guess, the average person, because I played it and, you know, I'm more in tune with it, whatever. But it's more so the connections, the resources that's operating behind the scenes. What do I mean by that? The person that mentors Shador Sanders is Tom Brady. Tom Brady is part owner, Oakland Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
On record, at one of the Lakers game, not Al Davis. Al Davis is the father. But Davis, the current owner, can't remember his name in a moment. Al Davis' son, which is the current owner, and this is the Las Vegas Raiders that I'm talking about in this instance. He's on record with a hot mic. He didn't know that they were recording. He told Shador, if you're available on the board when we're picking, I'm taking you. So not only did the owner tell you that, although the owners do say that and lie, but the person that mentors you is connected joint hip or connected at the hip with the owner. And that's your mentor. 2 people within that organization. Moving along. Deion Sanders played for the Cowboys. If you know anything about the Cowboys, Jerry Jones loved Deion. When Jerry Jones passed up on Shador 3 times, it's hard for me to sit back and watch and not face the reality and be like, there was a meeting that was had, which dates back to his confidence, his father, the meetings.
Mm-hmm.
I hear what you're saying, bro. He maybe shouldn't have went first round because of his actions, but drop that low?
It's crazy, yeah.
Nah, bro. But that's how good he is. He that good. He the chosen one. They had to go to that extent.
Like, think about it, right?
To public hang this brother.
This was a horrible approach. And I say this because by them not allowing the team to draft him that wanted to draft him, even though a lot of teams took him off the draft boards, like a lot of owners said he wasn't even on a draft board. By them taking this approach, he hijacked the whole draft. Nobody's talking about no one else.
Yeah.
So he's still...
That's what I'm saying.
Top dog.
But
it's like when they blackballed him.
Exactly.
I don't think he deserved to be to have.
I'm not saying he deserved to be. I'm not saying he deserved to be drafted 5th round.
I wish he didn't win.
But the fact, what I'm saying is,
let me tell you why.
You gotta understand
you
what it's like to be around that. You gotta stand that.
I understand your perspective
there's a quarterback that probably y'all don't even know right now.
Yeah, that could be better than both of them. Yeah. Yeah, I know that. Like when
it's the truth. Like,
it's
you
always
understand,
somebody better.
Yeah.
I knew a crackhead growing up They used to dunk from the free throw line. After he did a line of coke, nigga. I know he'll beat Jordan in the one-on-one. It's a crackhead over town. For some reason, he ain't make it. Maybe he was a drug addict.
There's
always somebody
There's
better.
a lot of politics that gets involved
It's
once
not
you
the
get
card-
past the
it's
high
not in the
school level.
cards. You feel me? It's either in the cards
You
or
know,
it's not.
that's a crazy thing. You know it's a female somewhere in the projects eating some ramen noodles that look insane better than Beyonce? That sounds crazy, huh?
It ain't crazy.
Just don't have the exposure. And probably don't even want to do that.
Mm.
It's always somebody better, brother.
But that's
So we
what
get that.
Yeah, that's what I'm just saying.
I was hoping he didn't get drafted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Where he got
Let me tell you
drafted
why.
at?
Hold on, let me tell you why I was hoping he don't get drafted. Because when we think racism hasn't don't exist, sometimes we need that wake up call. And him not getting drafted would have been a perfect wake up call to me. To show the world, look, oh yeah, I thought it went away, huh? Oh, I was praying. Please don't
Think about how low did Johnny Manziel fall?
Not low at all.
Not
Look
low
at
at all.
another one, Baker Mayfield.
Bro, what are we talking about,
but
bro?
that's the thing. It's so many people that you can name, like you said, that you believe that they was a all-star in college and
was
dropped the
acting
ball.
a
But it didn't affect their
ass,
draft
bro.
stocks, is what he's saying.
Has Shador done half the shit Johnny Manziel did?
Johnny Manziel most
Half
of his
the
stuff
shit.
came for one. The thing, like you said, the thing happened with Johnny Manziel. He still was going to them interviews. Like I keep saying, he still was doing his part.
Like
y'all
saying that.
I'm not
Barry
saying
don't agree with what the NFL did. What Barry is saying is that Shador didn't help himself by not being professional.
That's all I'm saying.
He was professional. Remember who was advising him? His daddy, the GOAT. His daddy would have never let him go down that road.
But Deion did the same thing. Deion didn't take interviews with certain teams.
For someone coming out of college.
Yeah, he's not a Deion. But credit to Shador. We all know he helped his draft stocks after he transferred to Colorado. Because one thing we could always say when he was at HBCU, which I was never one of those people, because I've been told you, when I watch and break down a player, I don't just look at the accolades, the statistics. I look at the mechanics. Mechanics never lie, especially when you're evaluating a quarterback. Pay attention to the mechanics, because at the end of the day, some quarterbacks are going to have worldly talent around them, and then they're going to perform and look better than what they are. And then you're going to get the players who don't have those superstar talents around them or at their disposal, but don't have the exposure. Mahomes. Nobody was talking about Mahomes when he was at Texas Tech, and he was lighting it up, throwing for 600-700 yards, because he didn't have elite receivers. His team weren't all that. But then he gets to the league. He gets Andy Reid. He gets the good offense. Tyreek Hill. Now you see him perform at the highest level when he has the right skill sets or tools at his disposal. That's why I knew Shador was going to do good once he elevated.
NFL is weird, bro. So at the end of the day, because the nigga ain't saying, "Master, please hire me."
Yeah.
That's really like
them days.
That's
over
really
with,
like,
bro.
It kind of feels like that sometimes. It kind of feels like
it's no different. It's just like getting recruited,
the
though.
Good old white boys. They're not giving that up.
But it's just like I said. It's just like getting recruited. You're gonna meet with the head coach, but you also gonna meet with who?
Position coach.
If you ain't meeting with them, they don't even know what state of mind are you at. And also, you gotta understand that during some of the interviews that he did do, he didn't take all blame on himself. He used to say, "Well, this person ain't do that. That person ain't do this." Bro, you gotta understand.
That's what I'm saying,
bro.
Yeah, but as a quarterback, bro.
Receiver, man.
Bro, you're a perfect team player, bro, and I salute you for that, bro. You're a real. True
like I said, I've been there.
It's the ultimate team game.
You feel me? But I just disagree, bro.
Yeah,
I feel like
I know. Yeah. I've been, like I said, I seen Geno Smith go second round. Think about Geno Smith. If we being realistic, him in college, slinging the ball on everybody.
But look at what he had at his disposal. One of my teammates played with Geno. He was the third receiver, JD. He had Tavon. He had what's the other cat name?
Stedman Bailey.
He had weapons.
Yeah.
Not saying he wasn't raw, because he clearly he had some type of talent.
He was doing that in high school.
The past couple of years he was doing it in Seattle. But however, he had talent around him too. in a
Shador.
sense, better talent than Shador, with the exception of Travis Hunter.
He ain't had no Heisman Trophy winner.
That's why I say with the exception of Travis.
I mean,
But
Horde.
hold on,
Horn.
Tavon was a Heisman finalist, and so was Geno. So technically, you got 2 finalists on one team.
Well, he was in the running until
Hey, Bless,
they
I'm gonna be
lost.
honest with you. I don't know if Travis Hunter gonna be like that in NFL. He looked too skinny, bro.
Nah,
I think he is, bro. His
they're
work
gonna
ethic.
get him the right
He
nutritional
gonna
plan.
be
He
like
got
that.
he got the
Yeah.
work ethic,
That
bro.
boy is
They gonna
built.
give him the
You
right
seen that
nutritional
boy
plan.
body?
That boy the truth, man.
No, I know he the truth, but you dealing with grown men now.
Nah,
He not small.
He gonna adjust quick.
He not
bro.
small.
He not that small.
Remember, bro, they're gonna put him on the right
No,
nutritional
because
plan.
he was looking puny. I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
he gonna get hurt with that first hit.
It been some small players that last a long time in the league. I mean, Deion wasn't big. He was just faster than
Nah,
everybody.
Deion was way bigger than Travis. Though.
Yeah, but Deion had more girth. He was a
yeah,
little
he's way bigger than
he
Travis.
was bigger than him.
So
Travis is
what
a
about
little
Sauce
linky.
Gardner?
Yeah, he's skinny too. That's true.
You feel me? Like it's
Nah, he built though. You seen him at his pro day.
Oh, he was like, okay.
That boy
okay.
built. He lanky. That's all.
Yeah.
But he built though.
I think he's gonna be good though. And I think Shador, either somebody gonna get hurt and he gonna end up starting and shining for a little bit, or he gonna sit and have to get
Yeah.
traded in a year or
Yeah.
two.
He got a good. He's in a good position to take over though. Yeah.
I just hate that
Flacco. think
Cleveland
about
is the
it.
place people go to
yeah.
die.
Moving along, fellas. Pet owners. Do y'all feel like pet owners should only date other pet owners? Where y'all at with that? I know where I'm at with it, but I'm gonna get with y'all.
Hey,
Mr. Pet owner, I ain't picking up no dog poop.
he over there loading up right now.
You
I
know,
just see the circles.
I actually have to question somebody's intelligence if they don't have a pet. Yeah. I have to question somebody's intelligence if they don't have a pet, bro.
Why is that?
Know, you know, if you take the a dog, for example,
Mm-hmm.
spell dog backwards.
God, that could be coincidental, but continue.
No, it's not, bro.
I like that one.
You never listen. You own a dog, bro. You never, besides your kids,
Mm-hmm.
even your kids not gonna show you the type of love a dog. You would never. Your mother. Your mother. That's the only thing I can compare a dog love to. A mother's love, bro.
Let me give you a little pushback on that. Does that love stem from always being dependent on you? Because at the end of the day, your kids grow old and they're able to fend and do for themselves, where they can go work, earn a living, create their own family, have their own children, and remove themselves from your grid, no longer connected to your ecosystem, where that dog is always dependent on you because they can't go cook. They still need you to take them out to go use restroom.
No, I disagree. One
One
because
thing
you
I
can
know-
leave.
It's the.
Nah.
I would say it's the
What?
lifespan
disagree,
of a
yeah.
dog. That's
Your-
the reason why the dog is the way
Your
it is.
dog
The
would risk
lifespan.
her or his life for you.
Right. There's pros and cons with everything.
Your
That's
kid
one of
might
the-
see you get bashed in the head, freak out and run. It's over for you, brother.
Right. But if I'm on my
That dog going down.
but if I'm on my
Rrr,
death,
rrr, rrr.
hold on. If I'm
Bitch
on my
about to stomp the
deathbed,
dog out.
nah, I disagree. Because if I'm on my deathbed
Okay.
and I need a simple bottle of water, can the dog get up, walk in the refrigerator, walk in the kitchen,
No,
open the fridge,
okay,
and bring me
first
the
off,
water?
we're not gonna compare kids to dogs.
But you did it
Okay.
already.
I said love. I'm just
That's
I'm-
already comparing.
No.
Yeah,
Whether you're
but-
talking about love, because
I think
you
you
gotta
can
understand, bro. Like, you always say everything that you ever attained or acquired came from another human being, right?
Yeah, it's a fact.
So where does the dog come in with that? You said no matter what you did, what you do in life, no matter where you get to or
Let
where
me
you
tell you,
going,
let me
you
tell
need
you.
a human being to open the door for you.
Let me
or
tell
to-
you. Let me tell you. Emotional support.
Right.
We always talk about mental health, right?
Yeah.
Everybody go through some type of mental whatever. When you go home and that dog sit in your lap, no matter what's on your mind, it go away, brother. Trust me,
I know that.
it go away. That's the
Remember-
power of a dog. Now say you ain't
I
got
know
no
the
dog.
power of a dog.
So say you don't have a dog. You just had an argument with your baby mama. You might get in the car and go find her real quick. You go home, the dog on your lap, chilling. Like, man, fuck that crazy bitch, man. Let me walk my dog. I'm telling you how it go, brother.
Yeah.
listen, I get what you're saying.
Don't sleep on the
Hold
power
on. I'm not sleeping on it.
of the
Not
love
at
of a
all.
dog.
Bro,
Yeah.
I had a pet. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And he got
But
killed
you could.
a couple months ago in our driveway.
Damn.
Somebody in the neighborhood ran him over. I left the pod and had to go carry him. So I'm telling you this
Damn,
from
yeah.
experience.
Yeah, but even a wild dog, even a stray dog,
Right.
straight understandable because it probably had an owner. Wild dogs. I know it
Why you
sound
laughing?
it sound crazy, but like they literally.
Yeah, I don't know about the wild dog though.
What
but-
you mean, bro?
Hold on,
Y'all don't watch
no.
enough.
No,
Nah,
bring it
seriously.
down.
A wild dog.
They bro,
This is what I'm saying.
dogs be
fellas.
programmed
This-
off love for real.
ultimately,
You
this
is-
can,
Nah,
you can
nah,
start
nah.
rubbing their
Dogs are-
head, bro,
Dogs
Nah,
are
yeah, okay,
programmed.
right.
You
all
start
that.
rubbing
Nah,
their head,
You right.
and you
right.
tame them, bro, and they become your
You're
friend.
right, because a lot of people adopt those type of dogs.
That's what I'm saying. Is like
all the time.
they
so
don't
you're right.
they
you're
don't
right.
necessarily rely on you.
You're right.
Someone, I forgot where this came from, and y'all might even know where it came
I
from.
disagree. They do rely on you.
But someone said you could go home after a long day at work, take your kid, take your girl, take your dog, throw them in the trunk, spin the block, go crazy, 100 miles an hour. You feel me? Pull back up to the crib, pop the trunk. Your jit gonna be crying, ain't gonna want to look at you. Your girl gonna fucking hate you, and the dog gonna jump into your arms and start licking you in the face.
Put it like this, bro.
Yeah, but that's because that's
No,
a fun.
no.
That's a fun
Hey.
activity for him.
Put it like this.
That
And
was
you right.
fun
No,
Nah,
no,
bro.
Listen,
For a
you right.
dog, that's fun.
Put it like
in
this.
a box.
Bless. Hear me out. Put it like this.
Go ahead.
And this gonna sound crazy to y'all. I don't
And
care.
I got something that's gonna sound
Now
crazy.
this gonna sound crazy.
Let's
Nigga,
go.
if real dog lovers for to understand what I'm saying, if I had to choose out of my lady and my dog, I'm choosing the dog, nigga. How many treats you want, Zulu? Huh? He's not going to complain. I'm choosing the dog over a bitch, nigga. Any day, nigga. Yeah. Because that dog ain't gonna stress me out. I'm not gonna end up with alimony with a dog. I'm not gonna end up with domestic violence with a dog.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna end up getting my wages garnished with a dog.
Mm-hmm.
But a woman, I'm choosing my dog, nigga. I'll be like DMX. Oh wait, let's think about that. Hold on. Why DMX was so? I'm gonna leave that alone. But
I can tell you why.
I'm gonna leave that alone,
Because
man.
the dog was his best friend. When he got kicked out of his house, when he ran away from home, he stole the dog, and that from there on, his passion or his love for dogs grew. However, I hear what you're saying. Sounds good. But all in all, I'm not trading that for a human life that gave me life. You out your motherfucking life? You out your motherfucking mind, nigga?
Of course, I would say trade it. Yeah, of course that.
You crazy, nigga?
But
Like, think about it for a second, bro. Like,
yeah.
yeah, we know humans are very wishy-washy. They'll turn on you. But when you get a solid friend, a solid brother, a solid human being that you can grow with, that you know not gonna snake you, I'm not trading that for no fucking dog, nigga. You crazy.
You know that he's talking
Of
about a
course,
bitch though.
I won't
He
trade
just
it
said a
either.
bitch. He
You
said if he had to
crazy.
pick between a bitch.
No,
and,
but he said just in general, he's taking a dog with the exception of his mother. I'm saying mother or not, a solid human being that's not gonna cross me, that's gonna keep it solid. I'll never trade him for a dog, nigga. You crazy?
All right.
But you know what we can build, nigga?
Nigga, let
You
the
know-
apocalypse happen and zombies
Bruh,
run around.
You know what
And you
we
got
can
two
build,
canines
nigga?
with you,
You
nigga.
traded a
You
dog.
taking no sick,
Hold on.
get him.
You traded a dog for MLK. We still fucking in fucking Jim Crow era dealing with fucking segregation. I'm not trading a dog for him, nigga. You fucking crazy? Never.
I love my dog. Bam Bam.
Yeah,
You
you ain't
can-
really
you
know.
can-
You
no,
ain't
you
really no dog love either.
You
for
can
real
love your
either.
dog. I'm not a dog lover. I'm
Yeah,
not a dog lover.
exactly. Exactly. I know you not. I know you not, cause how you talking. You ain't no
Yeah.
dog lover.
But bro,
That's
think
what
about
I'm
it though.
saying.
I'm not a dog lover, but I lived with the dog and had a pet
Hey,
for
listen.
over a decade.
Hey, listen.
So I'm doing that. I'm qualified enough to speak on it.
No, cause you ain't really love the dog. You
You
tolerate
crazy?
it.
I did everything
No,
for
you
the
ain't,
dog.
that don't mean you. No, you ain't love your dog.
You tripping,
Hey, look,
fool.
check this out.
No, I
It's a-
just
it's a-
understand
it's a-
that.
No, you ain't love that dog.
There's a
man.
diff- it's a difference
purpose
when you
of life-
pick
hold
it.
on. Hold on. Last episode, you said in certain parts of Africa, they circumcise the women because sex is supposed to procreate, right?
Yeah,
What's the purpose of life?
to reproduce.
So what? So why the fuck am I picking a dog over? Man, get the fuck out of here, Nick. You sound crazy, man. Who the fuck you talking to?
Let me ask you something,
So
right?
we're going against God's orders for a fucking animal? Man, you got me fucked up, bro.
So
Let's get back to the logic.
Wait.
Right?
Don't we use dogs for self-preservation? You put dogs in the backyard, dogs in the front yard, security, watchdogs. You got people that's blind.
Nigga, we hire security when you in the club.
You
what you talking
There's
about?
some people, right? They have special dogs.
Yeah, those are service dogs.
Service dogs.
Yeah.
What you call that? Hey, listen, I was in
And
Wynwood.
some of them dogs are trained to save people's lives when they're catching
bro,
seizures.
I was in Wynwood. I see this handicapped dude, one leg. He had a not a German Shepherd. It's the other one, but it looked like a German Shepherd. The black face. Anyways, I'm walking Zulu, walking my dog, and I said, man, I respect that, man. Like I see you. And we were talking about dogs, and I said, listen, man, you know, I get a lot of pushback because a lot of women complain, particularly the woman I was dating at the time, she don't like, apparently some women don't like the dogs in the bed. That's a real thing.
That's disgusting.
Okay. Oh, man. You ain't a dog lover. But look, let me finish this
That's fucking
Wait.
disgusting.
Okay. Let me
Dogs
finish this
licking your face. Like,
Okay,
come on,
okay,
bro.
okay, let me
Like, where do
finish.
you draw the line?
He told me something that blew my mind, and it made a lot of sense. That man looked me in the eye. He said, man, maybe you with the wrong woman.
I was trying to tell you that.
She don't like dogs in the bed? Get rid of her. Go find your woman that like dogs. I said, damn, that's simple. You're right. You know what I did? Got rid of her. That's how I go. But
that's what works for you, though.
But you know.
So why? So
you know scientifically, right?
Go ahead.
It's been proven.
Go ahead.
Dog owners live longer than non-dog owners. So you spell dog backwards and you figure it out, nigga. You better go get another dog.
You
boy.
just said a whole lot of nothing, bro. And,
That's-
I'm,
it
and I'm
sounds
not
like-
getting another dog. You just said a whole lot of nothing, bro.
Don't look at the statistics.
I hear you.
Bro, just like the
Dog
statistics say, the
look-
later you have kids, the longer you live. Bruh.
Nah, go look it up.
It's all about having something to care for.
Dog
It's not
owners
necessarily a
live
dog.
longer than- I ain't first
As
off,
long as
I
listen,
ain't make this up.
as long as you
So
have
I'm still a
something,
messenger.
as long as you have something that you're
I ain't
looking,
got nothing to do with that.
bruh, listen.
Yeah, like
as
I
long
made
as
this
you
up.
have something that you're looking after that depends on you, you're gonna live longer. Statistically.
Nah, no.
Whether it's a dog, a baby, bro. What do you mean no?
You go take care of
You
one
tripping.
of these little young YNs listen to Lil Durk every day. They'll make an old lady have a heart attack. Replace
And you
that
go get
with a dog.
and you go get a wild dog,
Replace that
a
with a
stray
dog, and I'm
you go
telling
get
you
a
the old
stray
lady gonna
dog
live
that
longer.
was trained to fight and kill. What you think he gonna do to you when he get hungry? Fool, you picking the worst, so I'm gonna pick the worst.
But
now
how
let's
is the
pick
dog-
the best
Okay.
human versus the best dog. Would I rather have a service dog that can help me from protect me from when I'm about to have a seizure and save my life, or would I rather have the best caretaker human being that I can speak with, make me food? Like let's really think about it. Hold on, do everything that the dog can do and more. So what are we talking about?
You know what we talking about? Real love, bro. Man, you-
Real love only comes from your mother, bruh. That's who loves you unconditionally. Everyone else is
Hey
conditioned.
man, this what you do. This what you do.
It comes from
This
like
what
you
you do.
tripping.
Go on a boat somewhere and jump off the boat and see if your mama see if your mama follow you off the boat.
I
nigga.
wouldn't want her to.
Yo, dog, out of here, nigga. Suicide. I'm going with my owner.
Because he know
It
if
don't
he don't
matter
go with
why.
you, he gonna die anyways.
I'm
Because who's gonna feed him?
I got
Who's gonna feed him?
Man, dog gonna get fed. That's not a good one.
Get the fuck out of here,
Dog gonna
man.
get fed.
You tripping,
Nah, but-
bruh.
First off, man,
Dog-
I'm not
dog
putting
got
no
love,
dog over no
though.
human being. But the point I'm trying to make is this, bro.
So ultimately, nigga, I'm right.
Okay, but I'm telling you right now.
A dog love unconditionally.
Before I had a
Dog
kid,
love is a special love. I've experienced it. I'm
Okay,
telling
bro.
you that. But at the end of the day, me personally, blessed, I would never trade the best dog for the best human. It's not even a
I
question.
wouldn't
for
trade
me.
it either. But I'm just telling you. And I
So
really,
you telling me dog
really
backward
mean
is
this.
God? Like, bro,
you
like
listen, I really
coincidental.
mean this.
Because dog in another language ain't God.
I'd
Like-
rather be with my dog than to be around certain human beings.
And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, to each his own. But overall, in the grand scheme of things, bruh, To me, it's a no-brainer. That's just to
Nah, ain't
me.
no brainer now.
That's just to me.
But I feel you.
My dog, my only child right now. So
Wait till you have a real child.
he
And
gonna
then
he gonna he gonna protect.
No, he
me.
will.
Yeah,
He's gonna protect
yeah,
them.
he gonna.
But,
That's gonna be his
but
love.
watch the love you're gonna have. That's gonna be a different kind of love.
It
and
is a
don't
different
let
love.
it be a girl. You know what the fuck I'm talking about.
No, it's a different love, but you never gonna lose your love for your dog.
Nah, of
I
course
know,
not. You're
yeah.
not supposed to. You're not supposed to at all.
But I think the dog love. The reason why the dog is always excited to see you is you understand that their lifespan is shorter. So when they see you, that's how they live. They
Right.
live in the moment. They live each day as its last, honestly.
Right.
So that's really why dogs are that excited. Now you start beating on the dog and they scared of you. Now that's
Put it like
different.
this.
That means you're not a dog lover,
Bro,
though.
I understood every point you made.
If all women gotta do is follow and look at what dogs do and do that. When I come home, just act excited. Bitch, and I'm watching Love and Hip Hop on it. I took a shower. Get the fuck up. Give me a hug. Putting makeup on in the mirror. You going out? Hey, listen, man. This
But
shit
hold on. I'm about to hit you with your own shit.
If women act
No,
like
nigga,
dogs,
stop
nigga,
right there.
they'll
Stop.
have a man.
Hold on. We about to conclude.
Yeah. If women act like dogs, they have a man, boy. Look. I come home, you sit in my lap.
I'm gonna leave it alone.
You sit in my lap. You be easy. Don't say nothing. Hey, this is the last point. You know I really love a dog?
Why?
They don't say a motherfucking word. Be quiet. That's it. They just give you emotion. A dog. Listen, women fail if they talk too much. They keep talking. Just be quiet. I don't want to hear about all that.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie.
A dog don't say nothing but give you love.
No, that's 1,000.
That's
I
it.
agree with that 100%.
Just give me some love. I had a long day. We ain't got to get too much into it. Let me digress. I came home. Hey, women.
I got it.
When your man come home, pretend you're excited, because I have y'all not. But pretend that you're excited. Get next to him and just show some type of love and emotion. That's it. And be quiet. Them dogs do those three things. Your man will love you forever.
I'm good. My lady come home.
Problem.
My lady
That's
come
what I'm
home
saying.
excited. My dog come home excited. I'm good. Food on the table for both of us.
You see everything that you're saying, right?
Yeah.
You got to put accountability back on your foot.
Okay.
Right at your foot. Hold your feet to the fire.
Okay.
She don't become your lady without your consent. So you chose that. And you don't feel sorry for no nigga that get their clock clean.
I don't.
Now I'm pouring it all on you, nigga.
I never feel
So
sorry for myself.
everything that you felt, nigga, it go right back to you.
I know, and I owned it.
And then you did what you had to do
Yeah,
about
I
it.
had to do, so I respect that.
Nah, for sure. Fellas, outro. What y'all want to give the people to take home? I mean, at home that's watching this. What y'all giving them?
If you want to live longer,
get you a dog.
Get a dog. Or a cat. Or a rat.
And some people say they respect cats more because cats ain't just going to follow your orders like a dog. But we'll get into that later on. Because a cat ain't going to go fetch, nigga. Like, go get that. Nah, you go get it. But go ahead, Spider. What you got?
Cats do their own thing, though. I ain't gonna lie.
What I got? Try something new. Break your routine.
Ooh, I like
that.
Shit, I'm gonna try something new. I might go surfboarding and some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try something new.
Sure.
What you got, Barry?
Just make smart decisions.
Okay.
You know, that's just for everybody.
That's
Make
a
smart decisions. You know, take a second to think and then react. Never react off of, emotions.
For sure. I have learned the difference between family and relatives. And you could also throw friends and associates in there. Because a fake friend are like 4 quarters, they'll change on you for $1.
That's a fact. I like that.
You know what I mean? There you have it. Another episode in the books. Growth Power Success Podcast. Episode 26. 27. Damn. We clutching away. We going at it, fellas. Oh, before we conclude, I got to do this. Missed it on the last. I got to get it in. So we got to highlight these individuals for sure. And for tonight, it's going to be 2. But in Riz we trust. She know what she's doing. So fan support of the week. She got in the comment section. She made it clear. She was like, "Hey, make sure I get my just dues." So shout out to our network mate, our pod mate, Elizabeth is funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Shout out to Liz. You already know we ain't gonna forget about you, Liz. We appreciate the love,
Fuck
support.
with you, dog.
You know what I mean? Shout out to Liz for sure. Her name is Elizabeth is funny. Make sure y'all tap in. Y'all rock with her. She's currently on tour. She has a comedy tour that's going on. She has her own podcast also with Shanti. Them girls are killing it. They doing their thing. The name of their pod is called In the Meantime Podcast. Of course, we're in full support of what they doing. That's definitely one.
Let's go.
For sure. Fan support of the week. Shout out to it's Tres.Leches Mommy or Tres.Leches Mommy. She be showing us a lot of love,
We
support,
appreciate you.
comment section.
Tres
You know what I
leches.
mean? Tres Leches Mommy. Appreciate you.
She
Keep doing what
Latina?
you're doing.
Clearly.
I don't know if she's Latino, but
She is.
That's her name.
Hey, she.
Okay.
If she ain't, she adopted it.
for sure. With that being said, we out of here. Thank y'all for tapping in on the Growth Process Podcast. Barry G, Spider,
Peace, love.
Briefcase Tony, and I'm your boy Bless. We out of here.